welcome back to my channel. I know that I kind of did some expensive products and I realized that not everybody can afford, a $65 primer, but this is amazing. So if you're gonna splurge, I would splurge on this if you have oily skin. If you don't have oily skin, I'd still splurge on this, but that's just me. But I wanted to show some affordable options that are still good, but that are drugstore and that you can get at Target, Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Bartell's, whatever, wherever you shop for makeup. So that way you don't think that, everybody can afford blah 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 on YouTube and I can't afford anything but like an $8 primer or something, which is understandable. Like sometimes I want to spend less than $60. Like I don't want to spend $65 on a primer. Like I understand that because it is expensive, but they work. But I wanted to show you foundation, primer, blush, highlight, bronzer, and yeah. So the first thing I recommend is this primer. I like this a lot. This is the Stay Matte Rimmel London Mattifying Primer. And this is really good. It's a lotiony texture. So it's not like a silicone-y type of feel. Okay. My soap's falling. Sorry about that. I had to wash my hands real quick. So sorry about that. That's why you only see my ear. Sorry. I had something on my hand that I needed to get off. So, but yeah, I wanted to swatch it for you to let you know how good it is. So, it's a lotiony texture, like so. See, it's a lotiony texture, and you take it, and my hand's not completely dry, so let me take care of that. So you just rub it on like that, or pat it in if you have oily texture, like hard time showing your texture, so yeah, so put it on like that, and you can pat it in, or you can rub it in, and as you can see, it definitely blurs imperfections, pores, covers redness. It claims that it shine controlling, pore minimizing, hydrating feel, and smooth skin, and it does. It is. I will agree with all of that. I mean, look at my hand. Like, look at this hand versus this hand. Like, you can tell the difference. And then foundation, depending on your price point, I highly recommend. I put stuff away in a drawer and then I can't find it again. I'm sorry. Oh, and powder. That's what I was going to recommend. These NYX Total Control drops. If you have oily skin, but you don't want to spend the $55, however much, on Marc Jacobs Remarkable Foundation, this literally reminds me of that. And, wow, Loey Lane, whichever one, said that, well, maybe this will be a dupe for the Remarkable Foundation by Marc Jacobs. And I commented, I'm like, that's what it reminds me of, because it did remind me of it when I first wore this like a week or so ago. I tried it, and I was like, well, I like it, but it's kind of thick, but, it's a drop foundation, so let's, kind of experiment around it. And I was like, okay, it reminds me of something, but what? And then when she said that, the light went on. It was like, oh, it does remind me of that. And I commented, I go, that's what it reminds me of. You're right, it does remind me of that. And, I don't know if she's trying to get it or not. She probably, I don't know. But it really does remind me of that. And I was, when sometimes you can't put your finger on something that reminds you of something. But then when somebody says something like that, the light goes on and you're like, oh, it does remind me of that. Like, why couldn't I think of that? And this really does remind me of it. Like the way it looks, the way it feels. And it's drugstore. So like, I think this is like $17.99 though for like 43 fluid ounces. So, but it's better than the Marc Jacobs, although you do get a lot more product. But this is a little bit more travelable and it's a better skin tone range. Because I know that a lot of people, like, I had trouble finding my skin tone range on the Marc Jacobs. I actually thought I ordered a shade perfectly for my skin tone, but actually it was too dark. And then I was trying to make it work, and it wouldn't work. It looked fine on the back of my hand, but then when I applied it to my face and did this, it was just awful. So I had to get a shade lighter, which I eventually did, but that was another $55 out of my pocket. This, on the other hand, was a total, like, perfect shade match right off the bat, and it's a lot, it's only like $18 out of my pocket versus $55. So honestly, I would recommend purchasing this. So that was the foundation. Sorry, this is getting a little long. Now the blush, bronzer, and highlight kind of an all-in-one palette. So that's good because, you just don't. I like this. This is from e.l.f. This is e.l.f. Oh gosh, the reflection. Love that. This is the e.l.f. Total Face Palette. And you've got your highlighter shade, your two blush shades, and your bronzer shade. So you can do everything in one with this palette, which is nice because, and this is only $8. So that's only, so that's like, oh, so that's, and you have a nice, and these are nice, you have to kind of make, there's a highlight shade, definitely, here's the bronzer shade, and then the blush shade, and another blush shade. So here they are swatched on my hand. They're not the most pigmented things in the world, but if you're looking for a good option, and I'll even swatch them on my hand. So, I don't know if you can see that. That's one blush, that's two blush, that's a highlight, and that's the bronzer. They're not the most pigment, like I said, they're not the most pigmented, but hey, whatever. So that's the bronzer. And then the powder, this Outlast, I mentioned this is amazing. It really shine controls, it does everything that you need. Yeah, it's amazing. I love this powder. And this was only like $9, $10. I don't remember exactly how much this was. But it's really affordable. And then finishing powder. I really like, I'll show you, for drugstore. It can be kind of expensive, so I would kind of weigh your option. That is the finishing powder. This is the finishing powder, but sometimes it helps. So this is the number 7 translucent. Really reminds me of the Laura Mercier. So yeah, that's what I like. So leave a comment, questions down below, and I will talk to you guys later. All right, bye.